prosecution outlined how accounting practices
fuck?
of Conley
What?
Sessions did not.
What kind of likeness is that?
Procedure.
If they were great artists, they'll be in a museum.
The evidence today may signal at least one.
You fucking fodder for cartoonists now?
You got COVID.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Actually,
God,
it's
I
the
wish
first time
I
I've coughed
was.
today. You know,
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked. I figured I would have gotten sick by now, but I'm not.
Did you
sick.
ever get COVID?
I got it once, maybe twice.
Yeah, I got it twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bolsonaro in this bitch. You know he's in ICU right now.
Again? Dude,
Again.
that motherfucker.
Again.
I hope he has a punch card for every time he goes to the emergency room.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
your
back.
10th visit is free, I
Yeah.
believe, if you do that.
The tweet was
Anyway,
like,
you're listening to Gutter Boys. Gutter Boys is a small press comics podcast.
we don't even
About
need
the
that on
ends.
this one, brother.
The outs, the highs, even the lows of making comics. I'm your host, JB, with my co-host, Cam.
That's right.
What's up, Cam?
What up? This is a Patreon episode.
Yeah. Oh, this is I thought we were doing the intro first.
You said
This is-
Patreon first. You wanted to?
No, I said intro first.
I swear to God, you said.
No, I said intro
Patreon.
first. I swear to God. Well, either way, you're listening to the intro, not the Patreon. As you can tell, we are going to be recording the Patreon after we record this intro for this episode. And this episode that you're listening to right now is the last half of our Butter Month extravaganza. We have on this episode Mary Harvey, a Detroit-based artist and comic employee, comic shop clerk,
Manager.
I believe is the term.
Big
Manager,
dog.
okay. And comic shop manager. Yeah, let's go. Making the big bucks, if you will. Yeah, we talk about... Oh, and also Jas is on again, because, of course.
Yeah.
Jas Hice and Cam, as you know, have put together the upcoming anthology, Butter, which is currently on Kickstarter. The campaign is ending on 4/20.
At midnight
Which I'm
on 4/20.
sure that's on purpose.
It actually wasn't. Now, if I had started the Kickstarter, it would have been. But we intended to start it on the 15th. Kickstarter, I guess, has this probationary period where they have to okay your campaign. So it just kind of worked out that way. But it is over on 4/20 midnight Pacific time, so 3 a.m. Eastern. We're currently about $1,300 off from being funded with 4 days left as of recording
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah.
please back and support that. We want to get these comics into your hands and pay our contributors. And hey, guess what? The show is canceled if it doesn't get funded on Kickstarter, okay? It's canceled.
Yeah.
It's over.
We're going back to threatening to cancel the show.
Yeah, it's over. We're so
We
bad.
got to bring that back. Yeah. Yeah. Also, this weekend, I'm going to try and get this episode out by Thursday. So if you're listening to this, if everything goes well and this gets released on Thursday, April 17th, then that means tomorrow, April 18th, I will be guest host or co-guest host with Drew B. Hall for Distractor 3, a comics reading show featuring Shaheen Beardsley, Ethan Best, Han Hampy, M.S. Harkness, Chris Pierce, Peter Smith, and Joe Walsh, with music by DJ Uncle Mose
Hell yeah.
at 17 East Tulane in Columbus, Ohio. So come on by. It's a BYOB event, no cops, and yeah, it should be fun.
And bring some money because Drew does this all out of the goodness of his heart and he's unemployed. I'm not putting him on blast there. He says this on his Instagram stories, but I know
he
that
just went on. Just like broke boy Drewby Hall.
Yeah, no, but for real, like I think Drew has a link up where you can donate to the show, and you can donate if you do go to the show. I'm not going to be at this one. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it on the air. I promise I will be at the next Distractor event, okay, in attendance. But I know you guys will kill it. Drew's always putting together like amazing looking events, and yeah, it should be a good time. How long are you there for? The whole weekend?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I might leave Friday night after the reading event. I might leave Saturday morning. It depends.
Driving home Friday night.
Yeah, there's a good 50-50 chance that Tony Moore will be in attendance. We'll see.
Uh-oh.
He might come up with me to the event. So
everybody bring your portfolio to be reviewed by Tony Moore.
Yeah, there you go. He will be judging your reading, and if it sucks ass, he will let you know. No, I'm just kidding. I've been trying to take him to more reading events. We went to one in Northern Kentucky at it was like sometime in the summer last year. I can't remember. I
remember that it was an Abby Kaysen event, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reading at Inc., Northern Kentucky's zine, alternative comics, self-published, and small press bookstore, and also a proud sponsor of Gutter Boys.
Yeah.
And he had a good time. He enjoyed it and wanted to go to more. So we'll see.
Tony Moore going to more.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll see myself out. But
alrighty.
Yeah. So again, just remember this is part 2 of our Butter Takeover, the final part with Jas Hice co-hosting. And please back us on Kickstarter. You can find that link in my bio at Cam Del Rosario or at butter_zine on Instagram or on Jazz's page as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe the highest donation tier on the campaign is $1,200.
It's
if you donate $1,200, Cam will personally fly to your house and give you that good fashioned guck. The only way a Louisville villain can.
I'll slurp down on that Louisville Slugger. All right. No, yeah, but actually the highest tier is $2,000, and it's for a Carl Stevens original page, which is the going rate for his pages.
No shit.
Yeah, love you, Carl. Must be nice, brother. So yeah, if that's it, you can check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/gutterboys or gutterboys.top. 2 bonus episodes a month there. JB's Road Report from his return home to the Kingdom of Heaven, aka Chicago, will be up by the time this episode drops. And yeah, plenty of content in the vault there. And thank you if you already are a subscriber.
Yes. And also apologies to all the comics folks. I didn't really see everyone when I was in town, mostly because I had a very small window of time to hang out with anyone. I'm pretty sure the only comics related people I ran into were, tabling at C2. We were able to hang out on the floor for, I don't know, like a few hours. We weren't there for very long, but yeah, so I'll be back in the summer. So I'll probably see you guys, I also hate all of you. That's why I didn't want to hang out. Yeah. I didn't want to see any of you. All right. So since the episode is, fairly long, and also I have to edit 4 different tracks, that will effectively end the intro here. And so we're going to take a quick break. And when we return, we will be joined with Mary Harvey and Jas Hice. So stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
Are you ready for a wild ride? Get ready to meet the Santos sisters. 2 ordinary girls with an extraordinary secret. One day, while combing the beach in their hometown of Las Brisas, the Santos sisters discovered a pair of beautiful medallions. What happens next changes their lives forever. The medallions are imbued with the powers of a goddess, Madame Sosostris, and can transform them at will into flying, gun-wielding, mask-wearing murder heroes with hearts, if not gold, then at least candy. That's right, it's a mix of Archie Comics meets Love and Rockets with a healthy dose of kick-ass action. Join Ambar and Alana as they fight crime, date dumb guys, and, well, try to stay sane in a world of assassins, zombies, crazy ex-girlfriends, and more. The Santos Sisters Volume 1 hardcover from Fantagraphics is coming to a comic shop or bookstore near you on March 11th of 2025. Don't miss out on this Technicolor tapestry of irreverent comic book fun. Santos Sisters, because life's a beach until it's not.
Indie Northern Kentucky, or Inc., is the Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati area's only zine, alternative comic, and small press bookstore, featuring over 400 different zines, alternative comics, and small press titles. A creative space with supplies to ideate and create your own zines and comics, and an event space for your zines, comics, or book release or reading. For more information about how to sell your zines and comics at Inc., stop by indieNKY.com. That's IndieSky.com. Visit our new home in Dayton, Kentucky, and read what the cool kids are reading.
Underground Kingdom Comics Presents Romance is the third issue of a new anthology showcasing the UK's most exciting small press cartoonists. This 28-page A5 comic features cover art by Vincent Bell Robertson and comics by Lily Blakely, Adam Falp, and Anna Redmond, plus pinups from Kai Reynolds and Matt Greaves. Daredevils and Warriors wrote, "If you want to leave your comfort zone and are looking for thoughtful and original comics that have an edge without being edgy, then you should check out these UKC books." You can buy Underground Kingdom Comics Presents Romance now, along with the previous two issues, Horror and Crime, and original art, by backing our Kickstarter, which is live until Friday, March 15th. Don't be a cunt, buy a comic, innit? Hell yeah. Meow. Meow. Sid the Cat magazine is out now. If you've ever been to an amazing rock and roll show and thought, I wish I could experience this moment again, but in comic form, then Sid the Cat magazine is for you. Fiercely independent show promoters Sid the Cat have joined forces with comics journalist Andrew Greenstone to bring you an ongoing publication that documents the SoCal indie rock scene. This stunning 52-page full-color magazine features comics, articles, photos, and illustrations from a rotating cast of local illustrators and writers. It's a celebration of Sid's artists and venues and supports those keeping the bleeding edge of the indie music scene alive. Our first issue covers musical artists Big Thief, Illuminati Hotties, Mike Kroll, Fucked Up, Finn Lilly, Katie Kirby, Kate LeBon, Cursive, Christian Lee Hudson, No Win, and so many more. If you are a fan of comics, indie music, zines, rock reports, or community by the way of culture, order a copy now at sidthecat.com/Sid-Zine. Again, that's sidthecat.com/Sid-Zine.
Athenium Comic Art is an original art website for some of the best cartoonists in the business. They currently represent Remy Boydell, Marie Capelle-France, Nicole Gu, Jonathan Hill, Emma Hunsinger, Casey Nowak, Micah Song, and Tilly Walden. Athenium Comic Art gives fans the opportunity to own an original piece of art from their favorite comics and support the artists that they love. In their short time in business, they've already shipped many iconic pages out to hardcore fans across the globe. Don't miss out on your chance to own a one-of-a-kind piece of history. Check out their website, atheniumcomicart.com, and type in Gutter Gang at checkout to receive free shipping on your first order. Again, the website is atheniumcomicart.com, and the code is Gutter Gang.
Morning, Gary. Morning, Mary Ann. Need a menu? Nah, I'll just have the usual. You sure do love your eggs and coffee, Gary. Best way to start your morning, Mary Ann. Well, that and an issue of Town and County. What's that? Town and County is a new comic series written and drawn by cartoonist Alex Nall. He's that guy that wrote them books about teaching and that Mr. Rogers feller. Oh, he was such a nice man. The first issue is 36 pages of black and white comic stories with beautiful color covers and features 6 stories about folks in our little township here in Illinois. Like Susie Barber, the house cleaner that uncovers her client's dirty laundry, if you know what I mean. And Stanley Pepper, that big feller that just lost his job and took to drinking every night at Bugs's Tavern. Well, ain't that something? Town and County is published by Ivy Terrace Press, headquartered in Chicago. Chicago? Who would want to live there? So dirty. Each issue comes with a copy of The Hometown Hero, our little town's newsletter, and it's only $8. $8? Where can I get it, Gary? You can order a copy of Town and County on the internet at storeenvy/Alex Knoll Comics. Oh, there's your breakfast, Gary. Thanks, Mary Ann. Nothing like a cup of coffee and a good comic book.
Rust Belt Review is a quarterly comics lit magazine featuring serialized and short-form comics from some of the most exciting cartoonists in the small press scene today. Volume 1 features work from Gutter alums M.S. Harkness, Audra Stang, and Caleb Orecchio, along with work by Andrew Greenstone, Sean Knickerbocker, and Juan Jose Fernandez. You can order your copy of Rust Belt Review today by going to rustbeltreview.org. Enter in promo code GUTTER to receive $2 off your order. Again, that website is rustbeltreview.org, promo code GUTTER.
The Last Aviatrix is a post-nuclear adventure comic by independent, Los Angeles-based cartoonist Buster Cagle. The story follows Summer, our last aviatrix, who pilots the sole-surviving airplane, a nuclear-powered B-29, as she travels the ruined world finding ways to survive and help humanity while dealing with the imminent threat of the Atom-born, a rare breed of atomic wizards that want to see her out of the sky. Her mission becomes complicated when she accidentally picks up Henry, an Atom-born child who wields incredible power, and Clementine, a berserker on a quest for vengeance. Can our aviatrix survive this ruined and irradiated wasteland? Every issue can be read for free on bustercagle.com/comics. Paper copies can be ordered as well, but, you can still read it for free. If you like wizards or warplanes, go check it out.
Now, back to our program.
And welcome back from the break. Today, it's part 2 of Butter Month. Jazz is back here with JB and I, and we've got our cover artist, Detroit painter, and comic store runner, Mary Harvey. What's up, Mary?
Yep, that's about it.
All right, that's it, everybody. Stay gutter. No, I'm just kidding. Off the jump here, I do want to get into the retail side of things, but I want to talk about your practice and your work and everything first. I feel like you're predominantly painting. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's both. I don't know. Like, I like to paint more, but in theory, it's easier to just sit down and draw, right? And I don't know. I've heard a lot of conversations about like what painting is versus what drawing is. Like, are you just drawing with paint? I don't, whatever. But yes, I make pictures.
Oh, brother.
I know. Off to a strong start.
This conversation again.
I'm so sorry.
I'm
kidding. I'm kidding. No.
It just feels like, oh yeah, I'm a painter. Like,
I get it. I've had that conversation.
Cringe. But yes, sure.
Yeah,
Artists,
for sure.
general, would work fine.
Now,
yes.
Did you actually go to like a school for art? I believe you did, correct?
I did go
Is
to a
it too
school
late?
for art. The CCS, that isn't the cartoon one. College for Creative Studies in Detroit, which is mostly for, I mean, it's for everything, but they're known for designing cars.
Ooh.
I know. I didn't go that route. I might be very wealthy if I did. I don't know, with the price tag, I think so. But yeah, I did a few years for illustration in art school, and then I decided to stop doing that.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like I'm always interested when you like ask people about their like art school experience, because I like hearing different people's interpretation of it. And I think like art school is great if someone else is paying for it, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
learning how to draw and paint and stuff, I think is very valuable. And a lot of people don't want to do that, but you know, it's okay.
So this is a private institution?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
it is. But
okay.
it's like the art school in Southeast Michigan. So it's
Gotcha.
cool. It's I got to like mess around with like a Rizo there, and that was fun. And you know, all that other stuff. And then I got to work at the comic shop and decided to leave everything behind for it. So you know.
Wise.
Yeah, definitely. Comic book retail. It's all the rage.
The art school to comic shop pipeline. Yes.
Yeah, it's cool.
I know you've like been printed, we're printing your work. And then I know you were in, I forget the exact title, but you were doing some work in that food magazine.
Yeah.
Was it Dark Horse or IDW putting that out?
I don't know that I think it was just an independent. I don't know. I think a lot of the most recent ones have been it's Kitchen Table. Is the name of the magazine.
Yes.
They're pretty cool. The guy that runs it, he used to be involved in some comic publishing, and I don't remember what it is, but
maybe that's where I crossed wires.
yeah.
Maybe I saw
but I think that's all been like independently funded and published primarily. And then I had a little thing in the dark fantasy Pallor Pink, which was cool.
Shout out Yay One.
Yeah, woo, they're awesome. Yeah. So just like dabbling here, random connections from the internet. It'll get you far.
Now I know that you're like obviously like very plugged in to the comic scene, but have you ever actually like put out your own comic or anything? Forgive me if
no, it's fine.
obvious.
I haven't honestly. Most of the comics and stuff I've done have just been digital things to like post online. Mostly I do, just singular illustrations, but I have a lot of ideas.
Have you ever thought about like printing a collection of your illustrations or anything like that? Any kind of book?
Definitely. There's things I'd like to do. I feel like being aware and being so plugged in and surrounded by so many artists and comic artists that I admire, it's like this like pressure of like, okay, well, how do I want something to look? Do I want it to look like this person's stuff, or do I like, how much does quality matter? I don't know. It's a thing I know I just have to get over, and you just have to like put stuff out. But mental barriers.
Like rip off the Band-Aid.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter. And it seems a lot of people get by with stuff that isn't perfect. So I don't really know why I feel like I can't do that also. But it's cool. Did you guys go to art school?
No.
Hell yeah. Perfect. That's what everyone should do probably if they want to. That sounds cool to them.
Actually, I do want to ask you, so are you like thumbs up or thumbs down on art school though?
It's hard to say. I don't think it's a waste of time. I think I think it's great. I think I have really mixed feelings about the cost of education in general. So state art school is probably good. That's probably good. Don't go to a private art school unless you have rich parents. Then do it. It's a tentative thumbs up.
Hell yeah.
Class-based thumbs up.
Yep. I mean, for real, like I don't know. It's like there are things, and like going to art school, like I think if it doesn't improve your like practice, you're doing it wrong. And I think there's just like, I don't know. I was taking like 6-hour like studio classes, and I very seldom want to like sit down at home and work on art for 6 hours straight. No offense to the real dedicated art people, but I love other things too. Yeah, so no, I just mean, so like you were like forced to get better and learn about stuff, and I think that is cool. But it's just, school in general is very demanding. Art school, I feel like it's like a different kind of demanding, because it's not just like reading a book and answering questions. It's like if it's something you care about, then you have to like kind of like push what you're doing, and get better at it and think about why you're doing it.
It sounds like emotionally demanding.
Yeah, I think it is. And then especially like when you like do something and you're obviously you grow because of critique and like feedback when you're doing something poorly, but it's, like most of the time, if you're just posting your art online, like people aren't offering up unsolicited critiques. And if they are, that sucks. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting experience. It's cool or not. I don't know.
Was there a lot of like intermingling between the undergrad and the grad program?
That's hard for me to interpret because I was like working full time and like 8 years older than everyone else. And so I was not getting the like, I'm a fresh off the high school making friends in college thing. I was just kind of trying to do my stuff. But yeah, I don't know. The CCS here is like, it's very small because it's private and whatever. So I don't know. There's that like everyone that's big in the art scene, I feel like are connected in some way through CCS. So kind of, I don't know. Not my business. I dropped out.
Hell yeah.
The same. I didn't go to art school, but I did. Yeah, I didn't finish school.
Yeah, I dropped out. You get the, like what you need. You get the like big picture stuff and
the debt and yeah, it rocks.
None of the benefits. It's awesome.
You did mention that like you don't sit down and work, 6 hours a day. Was that ever you? Like, was there a point where you got burned out, or what is your process like?
I don't know. I think like I'm at this point where I'm like, I don't like to sit down and work for like just 30 minutes. And I also don't want to do like 6 hours. I'm like, I need a distinct like 4 to 5 hour period to like work on something that I'm into. And that's probably just, a very mild case of like ADHD. I'm like, if it's something I want to do, I'm good. So I have a hard time getting started with stuff in general, I feel like, because of that. I'm just like, oh, I don't know. What if I started drawing and it sucks or like whatever. But like once I'm in it, I'm cool carrying on. But yeah, I just trying to focus on something for a long period of time is not for the faint of heart.
Or smartphone users.
Yeah, well, that's it doesn't help, but I can't stop anyway. So
I love scrolling.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
All those people that want you to get off your phone, don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, right. We need more phones. I did see a report. This is off topic, but phones are about to be crazy expensive if these tariffs go through. Sorry, let's stay on topic. I did see phones are going to cost like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Let's get into tariffs.
I heard about coffee.
Yeah.
You heard about what?
Coffee?
Oh no.
Coffee tariffs.
Well, I drink Cafe Bustelo, so I'll probably be cool and pay $9 for a brick instead of $5. Actually, you know what? Food. Mary, you're a big food person, right?
Food's tight.
What's the best bite in Detroit?
That's
Or you can go top 3 if it's like really hard to narrow it down to 1.
Do you want like a fancy pants answer or do you want like a normal one?
If somebody wanted to eat, like they were just like, hey, I'm in town for a night and I want to go to a place. Where do you go? It could be like, like a hole in the wall. It could be fancy.
I'm going to do my 3 answers. Okay. Sapino Pizzeria. It's like New York style pizza. I know. And I should say like someone that does like square pizza.
Like Jets.
Yeah, you should go to Jets. You should go to whatever Jets are closest to, probably.
Top 3, Jets, Jets, and Jets.
You're going to want the drive-through Coney Island that gives you like a cardboard box full of chili soup with a hot dog floating in it. That's going to be the other one you want. Yeah, no, there's a ton of good places. But yeah, Sapino's really good. You should go to Ima. It's like a Japanese place, or you've got Yemen Cafe, which is Yemeni food, and it's awesome.
I like the directness of the name.
Yeah, it's all in the title. They open at like 8 a.m. and are open till like 1 a.m. And you can get like a piece of bread the size of the table. It's awesome. Great spot.
Hell
nice. Yeah, shout out to Yemen.
Hey.
Honestly, they are fucking dog walking our military, and it kind of rocks. Shout out to the Houthis. They're doing the work.
Yeah, right, if they're not, if the Houthis aren't taking them down, they're sinking in swamps. So
Yep.
All right.
What is like a staple food in Detroit? Like what is Detroit known for other than Jets?
Pizza. Yeah,
Beanless
Jets.
chili, meat,
Oh,
Coney
gross.
Island stuff. You know, literally.
Is that actually like good though? Like, is it like a Cincinnati chili where it's just something that got famous and for some reason, or do you actually like enjoy it?
It's like heinous if I think about it too hard for sure. But yeah, no, I grew up eating like really disgusting chili cheese fries, so I can't have an opinion that is unbiased. So
I would tear up some chili cheese fries,
Did you
even if it
say?
was. And I
Sorry, was that beanless or
Go ahead.
meatless?
beanless, so
Oh
it's
yeah,
just like
that's
ground up
disgusting.
meat with like the.
That's
So it's like Texas style chili.
Is that how they do it in Texas? I don't know.
kind
Yeah,
of, but I
yeah.
think they put a bunch of different meats. There's like brisket and different
Oh,
cuts in
this
there.
is like mystery meat and sauce,
Okay,
probably.
yeah.
Yeah, the 7-Eleven
Yeah.
dispenser chili.
Texas usually doesn't use beans. It's just meat and spices and shit.
Yeah, that sounds good too. That sounds like a real thing. Yeah, I don't know. What is Detroit? I mean, yeah, it's probably like square pizza and coney stuff. And there's barbecue, I guess. I don't know, whatever. It's like a city. There's stuff every city has. Like
So true.
I don't know. Some people say Detroit has bad food, but I think that they have spent too much time in places that are New York and stuff.
and they're haters.
I just, people do just get so uppity about stuff. I'm like, just go to your food that's closest to you and buy it and eat it and get on with your day.
Hell yeah. I know you had, I don't know, are you still showing your paintings at a gallery? I know you had a gallery set up for a while. I don't know how long that was going.
No. So I curated a show last year in Detroit at Annex Gallery. It's super cool if you're ever in the area. And that was a really cool experience. And I have had other shows there, and I've shown some work at the old place of work / comics shop, Vault of Midnight. But yeah, I don't have like a permanent spot that I do that stuff at, but curating is really cool. And weirdly stressful also. And you're worried about how you present other people's work, but also very satisfying that way.
Now, is there a lot of overlap with I mean, I guess I don't know much about the Detroit art scene in general, but is there any overlap between because you've got a foot in comics from working, the retail side of it, as well as being a consumer of it.
Yeah.
But then you're also, in that quote unquote, art world because, you're showcasing your illustrations and paintings and so forth. Do you find a lot of crossover with that in Detroit? Like, what's that scene like there?
It's interesting, I think. There's like a little bit of crossover. Like I know that there's some people that I know from, the general art sort of scene that, they come through the shop and are interested in comics and stuff. But I don't think it's a huge thing. Or sometimes we'll get people in that want to sell their comics and it's just kind of, I don't know. It's like people that make comics that have never come into the comic shop before. You know what I mean? There's not a huge amount of crossover in my experience. They're kind of separate entities than the fine art stuff and the people that know about any smaller indie press or anything. But I don't know. It'd be cool if it changed. I don't know. I think in general, the average person doesn't know really what's going on with comics, So even just because people are into art, I don't think the average person knows that what they do could be a comic book,
Sure.
You mentioned the difference between the communities of fine art and the communities of comics. Do you believe in the gap between fine art and comics?
No, and I think a lot of my favorite comics are usually stuff that kind of stretches, I don't know, closes the gap between fine art and comics. And I mean, I think fine art's kind of sure, comics could be fine art. And what is fine art? Is it when it's a big painting on a wall or whatever? And can you put a big comic on a wall and it's fine? It's all dumb. But I mean, for the sake of talking about different groups of people, it's you have your fine art people and your comics people. But yeah, I mean, I think anytime I pick up something up personally and it's very traditional material and it's very atypical. If it's like a book that like someone who only reads Big Two stuff would look at and think that it's ugly, I probably am super into it. Which, like, not to say like there's a ton of Big Two stuff that I like reading, but it's just like I wouldn't hand someone who's really into Green Lantern like a Tara Booth book and expect them to like be into it. But it'd be really cool if they were.
Hilarious.
Those people, that if you're out there, let's talk.
Hey, I guess it would be, you know who that guy is? It's Sean from Athenium. Sean loves Green Lantern, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the one crossover there.
Yeah, he's out in Ann Arbor, which is like 45 minutes away. What they're doing is really cool.
Yeah, that's kind of like closing the gap, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I mean, look, if Duchamp can shove a toilet into a gallery and call it art, I'm pretty sure comics can be art too.
I don't think that's how you pronounce it.
No, it's not.
How
do you pronounce it, Jas?
I'm not gonna
come on, put some French stank on it.
Duchamp? I don't know.
Yeah,
honestly, Cam, right. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took 2 years of French. It was awesome. Yeah, I think there was that Jerry Moriarty guy. I don't know if you all have seen his comics. He did that like Jack Survives book that was in Raw and compiled. All of his stuff was like, I kind of feel like his stuff was like each of his pages were like paintings. So I kind of felt like they could be standalone images. And I kind of feel like he was one of those dudes that kind of bridged that gap.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like even like generally like a lot of people who do I don't know, I don't even think I have to single like most comics I read, there's like, you know, if you cut out, you know, specific panels, like, yeah, that's one big full beautiful illustration, like good for you, blow it up, make it big. And it's like, I don't know, it's like an arbitrary sort of thing, but I don't know, like I said, like I think your average, if I pulled a person off the street and was like, oh, do you like comics, they're gonna think about superhero comics and they're not gonna think about it as like a thing for anyone to get into. And that's unfortunate, but you know, I would like to think I'm on a mission to make people respect comics across the board.
Yeah.
I feel like it could go either way. It would be either like, like superhero comics or Peanuts.
Yeah, like
or Garfield or
Archie,
like that.
mostly is what people come in and ask about.
Oh, so Riverdale really did work.
It did. Well, I don't know that old people
so disappointed when they actually read Archie books.
I don't know if you guys have ever watched that show for real, but it's kind of crazy.
Well, I watched the first 2 seasons, and I've always wanted to go back because I heard it turns even crazier.
Well, that's my thing is I've watched I watched the first 2 seasons and stopped like everyone else. But then if you talk to some people who are caught up and they start telling you about it, and it's like that can't be a real TV show that somebody made. But
it's like AI made
Archie
CW.
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, I'm thinking about it. There is a one true winner of painting and comics and bridging the gap, and it's got to be Alex Ross.
Oh yeah, absolutely. People love that guy.
Yeah, when I think fine art, I think of Alex Ross.
I think of Kingdom Come.
Man.
That's so true.
Oh man. Yeah, well, you kind of, were talking about like people coming in. So do you want to talk about where you work, or do we not want to, we can bleep it?
Yeah, no, I not to be embarrassing, but I like my job. I think from a consumer standpoint.
Chad's just like, you work?
Yeah.
Ew.
Wait, do you not? No, it doesn't matter. So sorry. Let's establish who works and who doesn't. Let's lay some groundwork here. Yeah, no, it's cool. I worked at an Eisner Award-winning comic shop for more than 6 years now, which is, it's that, working retail for a long time is a little embarrassing, but my job is really cool, and I get to talk about and deal in things that I love for 40 hours a week.
Definitely.
Did you all get the Eisner while you were working there?
Oh, hell no. They've just been kind of, we just had that on there for a long time.
Oh, okay. Still cool though.
I think it's fun to throw in to sound very.
Also, I don't think working retail is embarrassing.
Oh, that's cool.
What is embarrassing is the wages you guys get.
Oh yeah, well,
yeah, right.
Yeah, we get health care. at our
shout
comic
out
book
Vault of
store.
Midnight.
So
yeah,
hey,
nice.
woo!
Okay. I mean, that's better than 90% of the
It's
people that work
true.
in.
I also feel like most people working comic jobs though are just like the owners of those companies, except for like the 20 other cool stores in the country. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, those old guys are cool too, but do they have health insurance? I don't know.
They don't care. They're dying. They don't give a shit.
Hell yeah.
You said that you've worked there 6 years, is that right?
Yep.
Do you feel like there is a pre and post pandemic? Like, do you feel like there was a version of a comic shop pre and post 2020 that you've been able to see in the years you've been there?
I don't know. I think our situation's kind of weird because the company itself has been really established in Michigan for almost 30 years now. So, I mean, the pandemic was like a weird time for sure because it made us get our web store up and running and we were doing a lot of mail order stuff. And 2020, we just were like kind of doing like curbside, which was weird. And, I don't know.
As a customer, I miss it.
As someone who goes to work, it was cool when we didn't let people in the store and we're just doing fuck all day. I'm just kidding. We were working really hard. I don't think my boss listens to this show, but I'm not 100% positive.
I don't think anyone above the age of 50 listens to this show. I could be wrong.
How old is
He's
your boss?
49.
Oh, so he's right on the cusp. Okay.
No, well, I guess I don't need to share my boss's age. That'd be a weird thing to talk about.
Yeah, if he's listening, you don't want to do that. Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah, pandemic's weird, but we honestly, I don't know. It was fine. It seemed to be much more devastating for a lot of other people that weren't us, and they didn't let any of us go, which is really cool to just be selling comics throughout that. But I think selling your stuff online is crucial then and now.
So 6 years, that's a good chunk of time to collect. I'm assuming a lot of horror stories.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, mostly good, just sometimes weird stuff. I don't know. Sometimes it's really jarring. Most of our customers are really cool. The thing about kind of branding ourselves as a comic shop for everyone is that all of our customers are really nice. That's not true, not all of them, but like most of them.
Right, yeah.
And for someone who gets bothered by a lot of stuff, grumpy customers don't bother me too often. I'm just like, you're just going to be gone. And then that's fine. People have been real weird with all the diamond stuff. Sometimes people are they care a little bit too much about where their comic books are. And I understand that's probably frustrating, but it's also like, it's a comic book, man. Like, I don't know. It'll be here.
You mean as far as like being on time or whatever?
Yeah. Shipping's just like a nightmare. But I don't know, it's been months, so I'm pretty much used to it. It's fine. Diamond comic books. Now Alliance comic books. Maybe. They're getting sued by Alliance now.
Yeah.
They tried to sell to someone else.
It's great.
Oh, really?
Mhm,
Yeah, I guess we'll
mhm.
have to talk about that on the intro of this, JB, because I'm unaware of that. So
Yeah, this came up yesterday, I think, on my feed.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a developing story, as they say.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah, unimportant, but yeah, I don't know. Customers are normally cool. You guys know what a Sunny Angel is?
Yeah.
Sunny Angel?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I do.
Yeah, so they're like the modern day little Cupid doll that come in a little blind box, and you don't know which one you're gonna get. They're all the rage the last few years because someone posted them on TikTok that's famous, and then all the girls started liking them. There's a point to what I'm saying, and it's that all of my crazy customer interactions are now with them because we sell a bunch of junk as well as comic books. Because
that's all I've heard about those. It's like people fight over them and are just like assholes over the drops, and they kind of remind me of like the modern day Precious Moment Angel figurines. Like I feel like it's kind of like a successor to that. I could be way off base, just the ones I've seen.
The only reason I think they're based on Cupid dolls is because I think they are technically a Japanese product.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's not dissimilar, probably.
They got our asses again.
But they make up a larger portion of our sales than comic books some months, so...
Damn, okay.
Yeah, dog, plastic moves, so remember that.
I mean, I don't doubt it, yeah.
Well, I was going to ask, like, as far as, like, are you all moving other toys, or is it just mainly this, like, kind of like blind box kind of frenzy that everybody's in?
Yeah, we do. We do like anime figures, and we'll get in some like really expensive, like I don't know. We've got like a bunch of like Spider-Man toys for some reason, and yeah, we get in random other stuff, but it doesn't usually move very quickly because people think they should be cheaper, and they probably should be, but
Oh, they're in for a very rude awakening in about.
like, it's articulated ball joints, guys. He has fabric clothes on. Okay, like it's not going to be $15.
All that shit is made in China, so
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's over.
Yep.
So are Funkos dead? I feel like they're dead.
People still come looking for them, but
that's crazy.
I know.
Okay.
Well, we also have been getting like a lot of frantic phone calls being like, do you guys buy Funko Pops? And I'm like, oh man, no, I'm sorry. Like, I know that like 50 stack you've got at home is starting to scare you a little bit, but it's gonna get scarier.
Hell yeah. That's my favorite type of guy, the speculative Funko collector.
Man.
Yeah. Hey, that was me at one point in time.
That was you. True.
I literally have one left, and it's because my mom gave it to me. And so, yeah, that's the only reason why I have it. So,
What is
but
it?
yeah, no, it's an Anthony Davis on the Lakers. He's not even there anymore. Like he's not even there. She put it in like it's purely sentimental because she gave it to me the last Christmas she was alive.
Oh,
and that's the only reason why I can't get
that's
rid of
fair.
it.
That's
I want to.
100% fair.
It's so ugly. It's like the shittiest thing of all time.
You just got to put like
I
a little
just
plaque
can't
in front of
give
it that's
myself
like, my
to
mom
it.
gave me this, you know, so people like know what's
there
up,
you go.
you know?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, no, but it was easy to like, cause like around Kentucky, like, you know, people were just like, they'd meet you at Walmart and Target and they'd give you $80 for something you bought 6 months earlier at 10. It was so easy for a while.
That's so weird to me, but
And then they flooded the market by making everything. But yeah, I was a straight up like fiend.
wow.
Like new and Target dropped them and everything. It was bad.
Were you like one of
Anyways.
the guys that was bringing guns into Target to like
Hell
fight over
no.
stuff? Oh, okay.
No.
What?
They like stopped. They started. I don't know if this was everywhere. I think it was, but like Target started. Well, this is about trading cards, but someone like brought
Yeah,
a gun
those are
into
probably
it.
Pokemon cards.
Are we
Yeah.
talking about Pokemon?
No. I mean, yeah, but
Yeah, no, that's what people line up over. But people also like basketball is kind of flooded, but like baseball got really hot again too. So I've seen it's baseball and Pokemon, but people are getting violent
yeah,
over the Pokemon.
Okay. The reason why I said Pokemon, because I remember seeing some reels or TikTok videos of people getting into like fist fights at Costco over
it's crazy.
Pokemon cards.
I just
Yeah.
feel like if you're getting into a fist fight over Pokemon cards, man, we're cooked. Like it's.
Oh, don't worry, we are cooked.
Yeah,
We have
Totally.
been cooked. It's fine.
We're broiled officially. We got the broiler on.
Mm-hmm. Air fryer. Yeah, we're done. We're done.
Wait, do you all sell trading cards at all? I know.
Yeah. Not sport cards. We only dabble in the nerd stuff, but your Magic and Pokemon and all the other random.
Is
fucking
Yu-Gi-Oh
trading
still a
cards.
thing?
Yu-Gi-Oh is still a thing for a very dedicated small group of people. I'm just kidding. It's probably
Okay.
like a lot of people, but
Okay.
I know a traveling Yu-Gi-Oh card player who goes to like other countries to play in tournaments. I'm not even lying.
that's awesome.
So, yeah, it's definitely a thing.
Yeah, shout out to Dylan. Our boy Dill, the Yu-Gi-Oh
Dylan
master.
Drug Dogs.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
No, it's not Dylan Drug Dogs, but no, yeah. So, do you all deal with the Pokemon stuff? Have you seen
Yeah,
crazy fights and everything, or not?
Again,
Have you seen a gun? You're in Detroit.
I'm praying for the day someone comes in, and I'm just kidding. That would be a scary situation. I don't want that.
Yeah, I was gonna
Just
say
kidding.
you're feeling a little comfortable. I saw you shooting guns on your story the other day, which is awesome. I like shooting guns. I wanted to
Yeah,
be said. I think
shooting guns is sick.
fun.
You know,
It's
what?
sick
The
as fuck.
these are dangerous and for killing people. Blah 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 blah. Anyways,
Yes, in a
it's
controlled
fun.
environment, however, it is fun.
Yeah. No, it's sick.
Yeah, we dabble in Pokemon cards and other stuff. It's been kind of weird because there was that weird
Guns.
spike in like 2020 or 2021 where people got all crazy on YouTube about it, and you know everyone just bought everything up and blah blah blah. And then it kind of cycled. Then we had so much Pokemon stuff we didn't know what to do with for a while, and then now we've come back around on the circle, and it's like we have to put 3 per person per day or whatever booster packs.
Are people doing the little rascals like dressing up in disguises? Or...
No, I mean, we get to people that are like, well, my dad's here with me. Can I buy? I'm like, yeah, whatever. Sure. I
Yeah.
just buy the stuff. It's just like, especially with things like Pokemon cards, it's like lame when you get like a kid that's excited and wants to buy some cards in, and you're like, oh, sorry, they're all gone because adults are freaks about stuff. Not me. It's different when I buy them, but
So
buy
true.
them in a normal
So
way.
true.
I was
Yeah.
driving to every Target within a 10-mile radius to find 151. It was fine.
I mean,
Okay?
it was totally normal when you were doing it.
Like I might have shoved a 6-year-old out of the way. That's fine. They were being rude.
Well, that's the thing. 6-year-olds don't consider what their actions.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, it's a life lesson. I taught them.
I'm just kidding.
Lesson.
I think kids are cool. I think when people be like, kids are annoying, I think that's weird because adults
kids
are
are
annoying
fun.
too, and I'm not allowed to shit talk them all the time. I digress. Yep, all the nerd stuff. Dabble in it all.
Now I know you're also a big Dungeons and Dragons fan, right?
Yeah.
You play quite a bit.
Sure.
Am I wrong?
No, that's true. That's
okay.
true. I just
the way you were framing it, it's like, why not? Sure.
Yeah. My group hasn't gotten together in months, but yeah, in my heart, for sure. Classics.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it does.
Y'all are just trapped in some dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
I've never played in my life. I'm just assuming, like, is it a new game every time you play, or do you continue a game?
It's like you're all telling one big story each time, and your characters are getting stronger, and it's cool. Mm-hmm. It's like one of those things where, like, I feel like if you were playing with a bunch of strangers, it'd be weird and fucked up. But if you're playing with a bunch of your funniest friends that you like spending time with, it's a cool activity.
Yeah, I'm always interested to play. It just seems like everybody's got like such a tight knit group. It would feel like I'm intruding.
Yeah. Probably would, man.
Yeah, totally. That's what I'm saying. So it's just like, you know what, y'all have at it. I don't want nerd valor. I'm not gonna, do stolen nerd valor. You guys can just keep the D&D. I don't want to intrude on that.
Yeah, it's okay. We all gotta have our things.
I do like your post though, because like like everybody's like flipping off whatever. So it seems like everybody's having fun and rock.
We're always killing shit. It's awesome. Sometimes we're getting killed, but mostly we're killing shit. And again, it's a game, so it's fun. It's cool. I don't want to do that in real life.
Unless you got an AR.
Unless
you got that blicky. And
just kidding, government man in my phone. Freaky out here, man.
JB is not, however.
Yeah, no, I'm 100%
Go
serious.
find him on his compound.
Yes. Shout out to the federal government. What's up?
Gee whiz. Wow.
Gee whiz.
You all ever read the comic OG Whiz? Sorry. A serious question.
What?
There's a comic called OG Whiz by John Stanley. It rocked. I don't know. G Whiz reminded me of it. Sorry, go ahead.
Wow. That was I'm glad you added that in there.
I'm hitting
nice.
the pen when I'm on mute too,
I can tell, yeah, for sure. I think you're making big thoughts.
Big brain here, putting some wrinkles in it.
Can I reverse interview you guys? Can I say
sure.
Like what made you want to put Butter together? Butter magazine.
Well, I thought it was important to share the importance of small press comics in today's age.
I'll let Jazz answer that, actually.
I don't know if I actually think you came to me with it first. And then I was like, fuck yeah. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go right now.
Yeah, because what it is I'm the complete opposite of that. That's why Gutter magazine fell apart. And also because we were waiting on everybody and everything. Too many cooks in the kitchen type deal. But Jazz is very organized, and I respect Jazz as an artist and their taste as well. So I thought it would be interesting and fun to put something together. And yeah, I'm actually happy with the final product. And that's pretty much it. I know a lot of people kind of have this weird attitude towards anthologies. I feel like a lot of people turn their nose up at them, whether it's an artist or a cartoonist contributing to them, or I don't know so much as an audience. I don't know if anybody is like, I'm not going to buy an anthology because I'm just so against them. But I do.
That's me.
I hear. Yeah, oh, really? Yeah.
Maybe.
Why people are against them.
I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally love them as well. Yeah. You all have, I mean,
I
there's,
mean, unless it's like ugly, but
of
that
course,
could
yeah.
be anything. So
Yeah. It's just like back in the day, this like dates me, but I mean, like you found new bands like in that, the internet was around, but you would buy like sampler CDs or you'd
Mhm.
go to like shows and they'd have like record labels that have like sampler CDs. It's the same thing for comics, in my opinion.
But you're paying full retail, so it's nicer
Yeah.
and cooler.
Right. But yeah, no, I mean, like I do, and I'm guilty of it too. Like I don't want to say like I've turned my nose up at an anthology, but like if someone pitched one to me, I'd have to really be into the concept to want to do it.
like just to contribute, like one comic book.
Right. Yeah. But I do feel like some people, like our peers, I've just, behind the scenes, I'm not going to put anybody on blast, like on the record, but I've seen people be like, oh, I don't even want to fuck with those. Like, why would I? Like, and they almost look like down on it and kind of like a waste of time. I don't know if you all have any
Huh.
stories of people like that. And I kind of feel like I don't really like that attitude because,
Speak on
like,
it, Cam.
Well, I think it's
Yeah,
like
it's-
some people want the spotlight.
that's what it is. It's like, but at the end of the day,
Weird.
this is there's no spotlight in indie comics, like, or even really
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Well,
And
don't tell certain people that they might flip out.
Yeah, and some of those certain
Since
people,
you're reaching more
peace and
people.
love,
probably.
are the ones who are against anthologies. I'll just say that.
But like I think anthologies give you a chance to like deep dive a bunch of like different things that you wouldn't see together normally. I also think that a lot of the artists we got are pretty prominent on Instagram. And personally, I want to get everybody off the internet. I want to put people in
Oh, yeah.
paper. So I don't know, that's part of it for me, I think.
I wish the internet wasn't like so hellish because in theory, like it's really cool for making connections with people and like finding art that I wouldn't otherwise see,
Yeah, I feel like
It's
it
just
used
like
to be that
everything
way,
else that's bad.
but it'll never be that way again.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Paper anthologies, cool. Also, I don't know. I feel like a lot of anthologies I'll pick up because like I like one artist in it, and then I find out about all the rest of them. So it feels like not liking them doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But
Well, I
more
think
power to those
some
people.
just want to read like one story by one person, and they're like,
Whack, stupid.
I don't know,
You're an
maybe
idiot if that's just kidding. Next. Did you guys like curating it as opposed to just being in control of your own shit and printing your own shit? Did you just
You mean
love
getting credit for the work of others? Of course.
Yes. Sick as hell. Yeah, I mean, it seems like you guys curated a very like diverse sort of group of people, like as far as their cartooning style goes, which is really cool. And I think that's like especially the anthologies that I personally like checking out.
I hope
'Cause
so.
you
Like, I
get-
don't want it to be boring or like,
No, it's not.
I don't want to like.
Cat's out of the bag. It's a good book. So.
Thanks.
Yeah, and it's I actually believe that you should judge a book by its cover, and just to
Oh, yeah.
I just want to give you your props because I think
thank
that a
you.
lot of what moves this book is like and gets people to look at it. I think is your cover that we've been using to promote and so forth. But yeah, I don't know if you all feel the same way about like having to have a good cover, but I think that expression's just kind of bullshit, to be honest.
Oh, I was thinking,
Maybe
I don't know if
about,
you guys feel the same
like,
way or if you think it's ugly as fuck. that
literature.
thing that you did. I was like, oh, cool.
I think for comics, yeah, it is a lot about the cover. But I do remember when
Absolutely.
like what is this called? Like Saga. When those were coming out, I was like, oh my god, these covers are beautiful, and I hated every single issue.
Oh, damn.
Sorry if
Yeah,
anyone like,
fuck that. Oh, no, it's fine. I mean, it's like dumb and I don't read it anymore. It's just,
That's a personal attack.
sorry.
I do take it personally when people don't like things that I have once enjoyed, but it's fine. Now that dude, I don't know. Brian K. Vaughan's fucking weird, and they took a long hiatus to Saga, and then they came back, and he was writing some crazy stuff in there that I don't know. No one seems to care about. So
Did he do Paper Girls actually?
he did.
I love that one.
Yeah.
That was cool. I don't think I finished it ever, but hey,
I
that's
did
comics.
finish it. I really liked. I still think his best work. And keep in mind, I have not read this since 2006. I read Why the Last Man, so it could be
Oh,
very
yeah.
problematic. A man writing about a world full of women, but at the time, I really
Oh, yeah.
enjoyed it.
I mean, that would seem to be so, like, I don't know, when I was kind of like a young adult getting into comics, like Saga was like one of the first things I read. It's whatever. It's fine. And then I didn't read it for a very long time. And before it came back from its very long hiatus, I was like, okay, like, do I even like this still? And yeah, he is very clumsy with the way he talks about a lot of stuff.
Oh.
Really throwing the R word around, which isn't cool. He talks
In
about like
Saga?
trans people in like a weird kind of way. I don't know. It was one of those things where I'm like, oh, this is super of the time that it came out. Like, you wouldn't put this out
Right.
today because people would be like, why the fuck are you,
Or would you?
Or would you? Some people
Well, I
might.
do remember with Paper Girls, there was like a huge like fiasco about it because he used the F slur, and it was like time relative because it's a book in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I feel like he had a little bit more justification there. But yeah, with Saga, it's like a future space thing. It's like, why are people still using slurs?
Yeah.
Nuts in the future.
And he like came back, and it was like he like had this like bad character like talking a bunch of stuff about like trying to scare another character and saying he's gonna like rape their kids or something, and it's like, whoa, that was really intense. And then there's like this whole like huge page spread with like him being like, oh, like, did that need a trigger warning? Like, was that too intense? You're going with here? Like, I don't know. Is it supposed to be like I don't know. It's really weird to interpret, and it's one of that thing where you're like, oh, I think you're like quote unquote good guy, or like people like you or whatever, so I assume it's like well intentioned, but it's weirdo shit. Like, you could just write about other stuff. I don't know.
Right.
Comics are weird, man.
Yeah, and the writers are, especially when you get into that big two territory, it's just fucking throw a dart.
Yeah, if you can't draw and all you're doing is writing, I immediately don't trust you.
You got to earn the trust there.
Yeah,
Well, in
you really
comics,
do got to
not-
earn
if
that
you wanna
trust.
write books,
and so,
cool.
Yeah.
You're in your lane.
right,
there,
yeah. But in comics, and there are plenty of comic writers who have earned my trust, but they're very few and far
Yeah.
between.
Yeah.
I will say
The
that.
modern comic writer. If you took the comics pledge and whenever that went around, sorry, Ramon, but yeah, you're probably you need to be on another list.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Going back to your
Yeah.
paintings, Mary, do you have like preferred materials that you like to use? Preferred medium?
Not exactly. I mean, like, I like those stupid, expensive acrylic wash tubes a lot because I don't like mixing paint. I think it's really annoying. So I love just doing as little of that as possible. And they've got a lot of cool colors, but I don't know. It's either like I want to use like the super fast drying, just like paint over whatever stuff, or I like oil painting is really cool because I'm really slow. So, it just lets you get all that texture and stuff, and it's really cool. Also, just a good old graphite pencil. That shit rocks. Everyone wants to do so much,
Yes.
but just do some pencil drawings, man. They're cool.
And are you usually painting or drawing on paper or something else?
Yeah, usually paper. I like wood a lot too, though. But like wood's expensive, so
Yeah.
But yeah, just some sturdy, nice, toothy paper's cool.
Toothy.
Got a preferred
Nah,
paper?
man. whatever they got at the art store, that
Hell yeah.
black out and buy without looking at. It's cool. And then you just amass stuff and you don't use it, and but it's there for you when you want to use it.
And do you usually frame your work or no?
If it needs to be, I think, having any sort of show, I think stuff should be framed generally. But if I so it's either framing it, or I just like to work on like like a wood or canvas or something that's already hangable.
Yeah.
But if it's not being in a show,
So
it just
you-
goes into a pile in some sort of
Right.
crate and hope for the best.
Mm,
And that's on
yeah.
preservation.
You don't have like a portfolio or anything?
Yeah, but I'm not very precious with my things.
Yeah.
art I mean, like other people's art that like I buy or get or like want to whatever, that's getting framed and it's gonna look good. But like my stuff, I don't care. I'm like, I'll just paint over this someday if it gets ugly. I don't know. Um,
Right.
I like
which I
that.
think is cool. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like not a lot of, but there's a few artists I follow who are like, I've had this like thing sitting around for 5 years. I'm just gonna paint over it and do a new thing on top of it now. And I think that's a very cool thing to do.
So do you often reinterpret your own work or like add on to something that you completed in the past?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I have the same kind of, I don't know, art making for me, it's mostly like a physical sort of like, I really like the act of like mark making and just like putting together colors and textures and stuff that are interesting to me. And it's less about, deep, meaningful personal stuff. So I usually am just kind of circling around like the same sort of imagery I like. Just like naked people and dragons and fairies and plants and shit. Which I feel like is not an answer people, normally like, but I'm like, well, I just like to draw stuff I like to look at. And it's for like the fulfilling part to me is like the act of creating it. And then like, hopefully it looks cool at the end.
Right. And so have you always been interested in doing like predominantly figural work?
Yeah. I'd say it's always just, I don't know. I feel like life drawing just like kind of like put something in my brain. I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is just like, it's neat to get very familiar with people and their bodies, movements, and you think you know what they look like, and you don't probably. And it's just, it's cool.
Were you often doing like life study courses?
Yeah, I mean, as part of my required schooling, I did a lot of life drawing, and then there's a lot of life drawing meetups that happen around the city. I think it's just good in general to like observationally draw, no matter like what you're doing with your art. Because again, you think you know what something looks like until you look at it, and then you draw it, and it doesn't look like that. It's cool. It's good.
And did you ever run into like a social setting where you run into the person that you drew naked like a day ago? And
not usually. There's like one older woman who the CCS like art department would use a lot for figure drawing, and she also like would show up to a lot of like art shows and stuff around town sometimes, and I'm like, I've seen that old lady naked. But I mean, I don't know, I think that's like kind of a nice thing about doing like regular like figure drawing is it really takes the sensation away from like naked people. I'm like,
I used to do the nude modeling for figure classes.
Oh, cool.
And like from the other side of things,
Mm-hmm.
you just build up kind of thicker skin to where you really don't care. Like who's seen you naked.
Yeah, I feel like you got to see like, I don't know. I've like wondered what it's like on the other end of that. Like, because like, what if someone draws you crazy?
There was like this one guy who always drew me with like huge boobs.
That's awesome. I feel like you give me that. Like,
nice.
Hang this on my fridge.
It was like, what are you seeing, dude?
Yeah. That's cool, dog. Hell yeah.
I see you, queen. I see you.
No, but is that what he sees when he looks at all women? Like.
Yeah.
He's been blessed.
R. Crumb was the guy drawing.
No, then he would have made my like thighs huge, and he would have given me boots.
Yeah, true.
He's got like the They Live sunglasses, but instead of seeing the aliens, you just see people with massive hangers.
Hangers.
Hangers is crazy.
Love that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was at one of your life drawing modeling classes. I was the one in the front booing. And was asked to leave very politely.
Man, that's crazy. When you like, so you kind of don't think about like how much goes into like being like a good figure model, because you have to do something interesting kind of, and then also be able to like hold poses, and like it's really obvious when people can't stay in the same pose, and if
You
I'm
have
working
like,
on a drawing.
giant spotlight on you, and so you're fucking sweaty.
Yeah, too bad, got to get over it. But
I think some people would use like sticks or something to like keep their balance a bit better.
Definitely.
Over a long period of time. I'd imagine you would cramp up pretty easily, just being stationary for 30 minutes.
That's not my problem. That's their problem.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
Just kidding, kind of. You guys excited about Butter? You gonna keep doing it? You gonna make a million more?
Pending tariffs and how expensive book production gets, but I would like to.
You guys are having someone else print it, right?
Yeah, Sean Knickerbocker over at Bookmobile.
Yes.
Woo, shout out to Sean.
That's cool. That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. And, I do want to thank you again for providing an excellent wraparound cover, the introduction to, and an inside piece as well. But the introduction to the book is all you. So thank you again.
Thank you. It was very fun. And I think the work you guys both do is very cool. And it's very exciting to be asked to do that.
For sure. And hopefully, we'll get you in some future issues as well. So
totes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mary, where can people find your work online if they wanted to check out your paintings and what you're up to?
Definitely Instagram's the best. It's going to be at my name without the vowels. So it's MRYHRVY on Instagram.
Nice. Do you have a website?
Technically, but I haven't updated in a long time. So who cares? It's on my Instagram.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Mary, thanks so much for coming on the show. It was very good talking to you, and looking forward to the upcoming Butter magazine that's going to be coming soon to a Kickstarter campaign donator. Wait, when does it run out? Like, when's the
420? Is that right?
On 420, yeah. So
That's
okay,
sick.
all right. So yeah, 420. Light up a fatty and secure
Which is
your
Easter.
copy.
So
yes, and pray.
you and the whole family can get
help
together.
our Kickstarter rise from the dead.
Or he has risen.
Help us match the Transformers Kickstarter.
Yeah, we need to get this to
Everybody's
1.5
rich.
milli.
Yeah. I'm gonna break JB off some.
Yeah, we need this at 2 million.
Avoid the tax man.
Yeah, we need to gas this shit up. So pull out your wallets, donate where you can, and get yourself a copy of Butter coming soon. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode of Gutter Boys. Again, shout out to Mary for coming on the show. Jazz, I hate you. Shut up.
Love you.
And until next time, stay gutter.
I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find the love within. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in the daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. People go around the world for love, but they may never find what they dream of. What you won't do for love. You tried everything, but you don't have it. In my world, only you make me do for love what I would do. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in the days from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't go. I only want the best, is true. I can't believe the things I do for you. What you won't do for love. You've tried everything, but you won't love. In my world, only you made me do for love what I would do. Made me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would.